want to thank the sponsor of this video, Into the AM. As y'all may have noticed, I have been on kind of a seafood run for a while now. I've done the crawfish, I've just done numerous different videos with crabs and Dungeness crab and blue crab and such as that. But today is probably going to be the last seafood video I do till this fall when I do my annual seafood boil. And we're going to get back into some barbecue and sausage making and things like that. But today's video was inspired from a channel on YouTube called Outdoors in Maryland. The guy that runs that channel, his name is Sam, and he made this cream. Is actually a Maryland style cream of crab soup, and it looks really good. Now down here in South Mississippi, we do our own things with seafood like stews and all. We do gumbos, we do etouffees, we do jambalas. I've even done a crab bisque before on video, and to me this looked really good because I have had like New England clam chowder, which I love, and when I seen this cream of crab, knowing how blue crab tastes, it's just something I want to try. So I am actually doing his recipe. I'll leave a link in the description to his channel. It's an outdoors channel, and he's got some really interesting videos on there. The ones I like the most is where they actually take a trot line to catch these blue crabs. They also use crab pots and traps like we do here, but those trot lines really intrigue me, the way they stretch them out, then they run them and just net these crabs. It's a really cool method for catching blue crab, and he's in a position where he can catch all these crabs. They come home, they cook them, they pick the meat, and they vacuum seal them, they put them in the freezer. So let me tell you, that is quite the savings right there if you're able to do that. And for an example, this one tub here, this is 1 pound of claw meat, blue crab claw meat. It's fresh. This was processed like a day and a half ago, and that was $22 for that 1 pound. Now, if you get into your lump crab meat, $29 a pound. The jumbo lump, $42 for 1 pound, one container. So I'm going with 1 pound of claw meat. Going to budget here just a little bit. But anyway, let me show you how we start. We're going to start off just rough chopping about a cup of celery, and I always include the leaves for this, and that's probably about all we need right there. And I've also got an onion. We're just rough chopping this. This is mainly just to season the base of this soup, and from there we'll be straining it out of the actual liquids, the actual soup. So just a rough chop. That's really all you need, something like that. Let me do this other half. Take the skin off. So I'm gonna call that 1 cup of onion as well. Now he's got the recipe on his version of this. I'll leave a link to his channel, and I'll also leave a link to the video where I got this recipe. In this skillet, I've got 1/2 stick of butter that's going to be used to saute onion and celery, get it translucent and really get that flavor extracting. Over here in this pot, I've got 1.5 sticks. That's the remainder of the butter, 2 sticks total. And I'm just melting that in. We're getting this pot ready as well, because this is going to go pretty quick once we get going here. Alright, our butter is not completely melted, but I'm going to go ahead and start dropping in the onion and the celery. So I'm just going to keep my eye on this, and like I said, we're going until the onions are translucent and the celery gets tender, and we're just trying to extract all that flavor right now. Now you do want to season your vegetables always. I think Sam used salt and pepper on his because he actually cooked his crabs and it had J.O. seasoning with salts and everything already. I'm just using Old Bay because that is going to be the flavor profile of this entire dish. And we're just going on a little Old Bay, which is going to give it the flavor we're looking for. It's going to season it with just the right amount of salt and such as that. Alright, well, I've got my vegetables over here sauteing. I thought I'd take a minute and talk about these t-shirts from Into the AM. Very high quality. just one-of-a-kind graphics, and they have so many to choose from. It's got a real good feel. It breathes very well, and that's real important to me down here on these hot summer days. Now, you can get these graphic tees. If you go on their website using my link, you'll see a deal in there where you can get 3 of these for $60, and plus you get an additional 10% off by using my link to get there. They also have a basic tee, a logo tee. You can get 3 for $45 and an additional 10% off using my link to get there. Links are in the description box. Alright, so these have just a few more minutes left on them. What I want to do in this other pot, all the butter is melted, is go ahead and start adding in my fluid. So I've got 2 cups of chicken stock going in. Going to turn my heat on high. Okay. Now, one of the differences I'm making from his recipe is first off, he doubled his recipe, and I'm just doing the single recipe, but he used whole milk and he also used heavy cream. In his, I think he used 4 cups of each, but on this one, it's 4 cups total. Instead of using 2 cups of whole milk and 2 cups of heavy cream, I'm using the half and half, which is half whole milk, half heavy cream. It's already there. That's exactly 44 cups. That is 32 ounces going in. Just makes my life a little easier. Just buy the 1 carton and be done with it. Alright, so now I'm going to put my strainer down in here to submerge it. We're going to take these onions, celery, and the butter, and we're just going to put this in here. I'm doing it this way because once we extract all that flavor from the onions and the celery, then we're going to remove this and get those big pieces, big onion pieces and celery out of there. All we're after is the flavor. So let me let this come up to a simmer and I'll bring you back. Also, I wanted to mention some changes that's going to be happening to the Smoky Rizz Barbecue channel. As y'all all know, I have been doing this for like 9 years. I'm 62 years old right now and really can't see myself doing this but maybe more than a few more years. So my son has been working with me for 6 years behind the cameras. He is my camera guy and he's wanting to take more of an active role in some of the actual videos. So what we have decided on is that he's going to be shooting his own videos, and I'm going to label this the Down South series, and it's going to be airing. We haven't really finalized the dates yet, but there'll be 2 videos a week, 1 from me and then 1 from him, and it will probably be around a Wednesday that his goes live, and I'm going to have to get mine set to where I'll have to do them a week in advance, and they'll probably go up on a Sunday morning, possibly Monday morning. That still has to be ironed out. But bottom line is, I want to prepare you, my viewers that subscribe to my channel, that we're going to have extra content, and he's going to be doing a lot of his own things. He's actually finding out that he has the same passion and love for cooking that I've had for years. He's really getting into it, and he already knows the YouTube game. Like I say, he's been working with me for 6 years, so I'm anxious to see what he comes out with, the extra content for the channel. And there is a day coming that he'll probably just step forward and take over completely, but that's not right now. That's just kind of grooming him and getting him ready. So just letting you know, that's what's about to happen. Not sure exactly when, but it's coming soon. All right, I have just been simmering here for about 20 minutes. I don't want to keep simmering because it's reducing as it's simmering, but I think we've extracted as much flavor as we're going to get out of this celery and onion. So we're just going to drain that off, keep all that liquid. And there's a few little escapees in there, but it's not going to hurt a thing. All right, so let's move this over to the sink. Now what you want to add in is 8 ounces of cream cheese. This is Philadelphia cream cheese, and I've just kind of cut this up into little cubes here. Now I might have to use my immersion blender to smooth all that in. We'll see how it goes. Let it get good and hot and see if it'll melt in first. If not, then we'll use the boat motor, the immersion blender. I've also got 1/2 cup of sherry. This is a dry sherry going in. And we got to season all this as a whole, going in with more Old Bay, and this is strictly going to be to taste here. That looks about right to me. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to bring this back up to a simmer. Let me bring this heat back up. See if we can't get this cream cheese to melt in before we pull out this immersion blender. Alright, so I did not have to use an immersion blender. I just simply took this whisk and it blended that cream cheese right in, as you can see. Now what we got to do at this point is thicken this. Now what Sam used, he used half water and half flour, and he just watched it as he added it in until it got to the right thickness. I'm going to bypass that. Instead, I'm using this Wandra, which is that's what it's made for. It's for like gravy, stews, soups, and it don't clump up, not like regular flour. So we'll just start by adding some, a little at a time. We're going to whisk this in until we get the thickness that we want. It's already getting a little body to it, but I want it a little thicker than this. And yeah, with this particular flour, you don't have to let the flour taste cook out. That's what this is made for. Now I will, once I get the crab meat in this, I will be tasting this for seasoning. See if we need to adjust that any. And if we're good, we're going to plate it up here momentarily. And I'll tell you something else. I'll make an oyster stew that is almost identical to this. Instead of putting crab meat, you could just put the oysters in there along with the water that the natural water that's in the oyster shells, the brine, the liquor. This is something you gotta just play by ear, get it to the thickness you like. I want it a little on the thick side, and we are definitely getting there. And if you want it thicker, by all means, you can make it thicker. If you don't want it as thick, you don't have to go as thick. That is strictly up to you. All right, I'm gonna stop right here. We're gonna grab this crab meat, and we did put this in a bowl, and we looked for any loose shells that might have been in that mix. Now, a lump blue crab would be excellent with this, but claw meat is really good meat. It's very sweet. It's got a great flavor, and it's going to be really good on this. Oh yeah, that's looking great. So I just want to simmer this just enough to bring up everything up to temperature, because crab meat is completely cooked. They actually cook this before they pick it and get it out of the shell, but it's never been seasoned, so it's getting seasoned for the first time. I do want to taste this and see if I need to add any more seasoning. Gonna be hot, but I'll live. Ooh, that's good. No, I'm not adding anything else. Well, only one thing to do. That's to check it out and see how we done. I know it sure does look good. Got a little bit of green onion for garnish, a little extra Old Bay right on top, a few oyster crackers. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so good. All right, y'all. I might be here a minute. Just hang on. Absolutely love this flavor. This is definitely East Coast Maryland style, and I love everything about that. I love the Old Bay flavor. I always have. We've used it down here as much as we have anything else, but that is new to me. I've never had it. Thank you, Sam. Y'all go check Sam out over at Outdoors in Maryland, and he's putting out videos pretty regular, a lot of outdoors type videos, fishing videos, crabbing videos, and he'll throw a recipe in there from time to time. Definitely worth checking out. I want to thank the sponsor of this video, Into the AM. Y'all check them out. Links below.